Mayuresh Joshi joins us now. Mayuresh, we're seeing big moves in a bunch of these stocks. Do you think any of these deserve chasing from a long-term standpoint? If the MSCI index thinks they're worth putting in their index, do you think it is worth putting in one's own portfolio as well? I ask specifically in case of Kotak Mahindra Bank and Zomato, both of them.
Afternoon, Mangalam. So I think the numbers have been pretty reasonable for both of them. Having said that, our own sense in terms of the banking stocks itself, IDFC First Bank is something that we have already recommended to our clients. I think a stellar set of numbers by this mid-cap private sector bank. And therefore, I think if you look at a whole host of parameters on the banking side, a few of the stocks that probably get shortlisted on our buy watch lists might include stocks like an ICICI Bank and a State Bank of India, which is obviously ex-dividend today, which probably might probably come through. The next leg in terms of QSR and Zomato in general, my own sense in terms of how these numbers delivery has been, specifically for QSR players, has been reasonable enough. For an aggregator like Zomato, I think you just mentioned the IPL finals as well. I think those numbers, I'm waiting that tweet as well. But largely, I think we will not be looking at Zomato at this point of time. Maybe a few names on the other banking lists, including ICICI and SBI, remain on our buy watch list.
Okay. Mayuresh, so that's about Kotak Mahindra Bank as well as Zomato. What about something like Dixon? Dixon has just announced that they are planning to partner with Xiaomi. And Xiaomi, we know, is one of the large manufacturers of smartphones. Many people in India are using Xiaomi. And now Dixon will be supplying them equipment. And the stock is excited. It's up close to about 5%. The stock had a phenomenal up move, say about 2 years back. After that, it saw a bit of profit taking. It's consolidated now. At these levels, how would you rate, Dixon?
So on the only lens, I think we'll still wait it out, Rima. Afternoon to you as well. Our own sense in terms of the agreement that you've probably done might turn out to be a good opportunity in terms of overall volume growth and the sales figure in terms of revenue numbers as well as we move forward. But a large element in terms of their business is still margin restrictive. So I think the margin expansion can only come through as more and more of their ODM activity starts building up quite significantly, which is going to take time. So I think not expecting significant amount of margin expansion happening, which means operating leverage cannot expand beyond a certain point of time. It has remained largely stagnant over the last few months or underperform of sorts. I think I'd only probably like stocks which have a strong EPS and an RS strength. I think Dixon lacks that at this point of time. So I think there are better stories in broader market that they probably.
Okay, all right. Mayuresh, short chat, but good speaking with you. Appreciate you joining in with that perspective this afternoon.